In 2026, homes are rediscovering the beauty of imperfection, where vintage charm blends effortlessly with modern comfort. Thanks to Joanna Gaines, this revival celebrates decor that feels timeless, textured, and deeply personal. Her influence reminds us that true style is more than new trends, it's a reflection of memory, meaning, and warmth. At Vintage Touch Decor with Soul, we believe decor tells a story. From weathered wood tables to soft linen textiles, every element carries emotion and history. This video explores how the Joanna Gaines effect continues to shape vintage-inspired spaces, homes that feel authentic, layered, and full of life. If you love soulful design, rustic beauty, and meaningful living spaces, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's create cozy, story-filled spaces together, because timeless style never fades. The vintage soul revival isn't just a design trend, it's an emotional return to life's simpler, slower rhythms. In 2026, more homeowners are embracing pieces with history and heart, thanks to Joanna Gaines' influence. Her ethos of blending comfort, craftsmanship, and character resonates with a generation craving authenticity over perfection. Each chipped paint layer and time-worn patina becomes part of a story, one that connects past craftsmanship with today's lifestyle values. Vintage design in modern homes bridges memory and modernity, teaching us that beauty lies not in symmetry, but in sincerity. It's the art of mixing soul with space. Imagine walking through a home where sunlight glows on antique wood, where every corner whispers the charm of the past, revived for the present. That's the heart of the vintage soul revival, a movement born not from trends but from feeling. In the Joanna Gaines-inspired world of 2026, vintage decor isn't confined to nostalgia, it's revitalized through a balanced blend of classic design and modern sensibility. The secret lies in creating a visual harmony where aged wood complements sleek surfaces, and handmade detail softens contemporary architecture. This marriage of eras keeps interiors fresh yet deeply rooted. Gaines' approach encourages layering textures instead of chasing uniform perfection. A modern sofa beside an antique cabinet or reclaimed beams framing minimalist spaces, these juxtapositions tell a story of balance. It's about respecting the craftsmanship of the past while welcoming the clean lines and light of the present. This trend speaks to our desire for authenticity in a fast-changing world. Homes that combine vintage and modern remind us that old doesn't mean outdated, it means timeless. When past and present coexist beautifully, your space becomes both elegant and emotionally grounded. In 2026, texture has become the new language of interior storytelling. Joanna Gaines' influence has shown that design isn't only about how a space looks, it's about how it feels. Rough-hewn woods, worn leather, and soft textiles come together to create warmth and authenticity, inviting your senses to connect with every surface. Texture transforms the ordinary into something personal. The weathered patina on an antique chest, the hand-woven rug underfoot, even the smooth glaze of handmade pottery, all carry invisible stories. In a world chasing minimalism, these tactile contrasts add an emotional richness that no machine can replicate. Each layer of texture builds connection, the way linen curtains move with light, the subtle grain of vintage oak catching the sun. These sensory details remind us that home is more than a structure, it's a living reflection of life's imperfect, beautiful journey. Color shapes emotion as much as texture defines touch. Joanna Gaines' influence on 2026 interiors emphasizes a palette that feels lived in: soft creams, sage greens, muted blues, and earthy browns reminiscent of nature's calm. These hues offer emotional warmth, grounding spaces in timeless serenity while reflecting today's longing for balance and simplicity. This vintage-inspired palette bridges nostalgia with modern tranquility. The faded tone of antique paint or the patina of brass fixtures feels both familiar and elegant. In 2026, homes are leaning toward colors that restore peace, spaces that feel like a gentle exhale after the noise of busy days. When chosen with intention, color becomes soul work. A subtle palette encourages stillness and connection, a reminder that design isn't just seen, it's felt. These tones whisper stories of nature, memory, and craftsmanship, creating the perfect backdrop for modern vintage living. At the heart of Joanna Gaines' vintage aesthetic lies a deep respect for craftsmanship. In 2026, homeowners are seeking authenticity through materials that tell their own stories: aged wood, forged metal, and hand-thrown ceramics. These tactile elements remind us that true beauty comes from what's real, not what's factory-made. Handcrafted pieces add emotional depth and visual warmth to modern interiors. Whether it's the uneven glaze of pottery or the hammer marks in reclaimed iron, imperfection becomes art. Each handmade element carries the spirit of its maker, connecting design with humanity in a world increasingly shaped by technology. By celebrating craftsmanship, homes become sanctuaries that honor heritage and skill. The materials chosen for our spaces, timber, clay, linen, stone, ground us in nature's rhythm. Joanna Gaines continues to inspire this return to the tangible, proving that handmade touches are timeless expressions of soul. Home should restore the spirit, and few design philosophies embody that better than Joanna Gaines' vintage approach. In 2026, as the world grows faster and louder, the need for calm, intimate, and nurturing interiors has never been stronger. Vintage decor offers that sanctuary, creating spaces that heal through warmth, meaning, and memory. The emotional comfort of a vintage home lies in its authenticity. Worn wood, faded fabrics, and gentle imperfections remind us of stories told and lives lived. These textures cradle the soul, turning rooms into safe havens. It's not about trends, it's about how your space makes you feel when you exhale after a long day. Joanna Gaines' influence has shown that design can be therapy. A softly lit corner, a beloved antique chair, the scent of leather and old books, all contribute to emotional well-being. When comfort meets character, the result is a home that feels alive, grounded, and healing. In a world defined by fast consumption, Joanna Gaines continues to champion mindful living, choosing fewer, better things that stand the test of time. The vintage aesthetic embodies sustainability by its very nature, restoring, reusing, and reimagining pieces that once held another life. In 2026, this philosophy inspires homeowners to decorate with purpose, not trend. A reclaimed table, a repainted cabinet, or heirloom textiles pass through generations, they all hold energy worth preserving. Gaines reminds us that decorating isn't about perfection, but responsibility. When you design sustainably, your home becomes an act of mindfulness and respect for history and nature. Vintage design brings a slower rhythm to modern living. It teaches us that sustainability can also be soulful, celebrating craftsmanship, natural materials, and conscious choices. In every creak of the floorboard or scratch on a tabletop, there's a story of care and continuity worth cherishing. Joanna Gaines has always believed that the heart of every home lies in its shared spaces. In 2026, vintage design trends are reviving this belief, transforming kitchens, dining rooms, and living areas into places of genuine connection. These aren't showpieces, they're lived-in hubs where stories unfold, laughter echoes, and memories take root. Vintage decor naturally nurtures warmth and togetherness. A long reclaimed dining table, mismatched chairs, and worn quilts all whisper comfort. Gaines reminds us that these spaces don't need to be perfect, they need to feel real. When family and friends gather around pieces rich with history, every meal becomes a celebration of life's beautiful imperfections. The art of gathering isn't about grand design, but about crafting moments of meaning. From the glow of pendant lights to the texture of a hand-hewn bench, every detail enhances connection. Vintage style invites people to slow down, share stories, and create a rhythm of belonging that modern life so often forgets. The vintage revival of 2026 isn't about recreating the past, it's about reinterpreting it. Joanna Gaines has inspired a new generation of designers to mix timeless craftsmanship with modern restraint. The result is a style that honors history while feeling consciously contemporary, where clean lines meet nostalgic textures and old charm breathes new life into modern homes. This reimagined aesthetic thrives on contrast: rustic wood set against polished stone, antique mirrors alongside sleek lighting, or vintage textiles paired with new minimalist furniture. Each element feels intentional, balancing memory with modernity. It's the art of storytelling through juxtaposition, where past and present coexist effortlessly. In 2026, vintage design isn't just a comeback, it's a revolution of feeling. As Joanna Gaines bridges eras, she shows us that innovation doesn't mean forgetting our roots, it means giving them a modern stage to shine. This evolution proves that timeless design continues to grow, evolve, and inspire across generations. Every home has a story to tell. Joanna Gaines has taught millions that decor becomes most powerful when it reflects real life, memories, journeys, and personal meaning. In 2026, vintage design continues this heartbeat of storytelling, turning everyday objects into treasured keepsakes that carry whispers of the past into modern moments. A framed family recipe on the wall, a chair passed down for generations, a chipped vase that still holds sunlit blooms. These pieces tell stories no trend could replicate. Gaines' philosophy celebrates such sincerity, encouraging homeowners to design with emotion rather than conformity. Every vintage item becomes a chapter in your personal narrative. When decor embodies your story, your home transcends beauty, it gains identity. Joanna's vision reminds us that personal touches are the soul of great design. Through them, our homes become living journals of memory, love, and legacy, spaces that speak from the heart. As we step into 2026, Joanna Gaines' influence continues to remind the world that true beauty never fades, it simply evolves. The vintage revival is more than a trend, it's a return to soul, to craftsmanship, and to meaning within the spaces we call home. Every aged surface and imperfect texture tells us that time itself is the greatest designer. From the warmth of rustic wood to the quiet elegance of muted tones, today's homes embody both modern intention and soulful nostalgia. This balance keeps design alive, rooted in memory yet open to renewal. Through this movement, Gaines has helped us rediscover the grace of imperfection and the poetry in everyday living. If this video inspired you to see your home as a story worth telling, subscribe to Vintage Touch Decor with Soul. Like, share, and join the conversation below, because together we can keep timeless design alive, one soulful space at a time.